I didn't even know there was a Gaydio, I don't know, Pride Awards. And Russell T. Davies, you can see look at how giddy he is to be given this gay award. And look at how giddy this dude, who's this guy in the corner in the dress? It's very weird. My wife saw this and said, that's a man because a woman would never dress that crazy. Yes, it's true. But he said something pretty interesting here, which may just give it another indicator that things are not so happy over at the Doctor Who offices. And we're going to get into this in just a moment. So please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here as we talk about all things Doctor Who and science fiction, guys. This is the place to be. Really appreciate you being here. On top of this, I am a science fiction writer myself. If you miss good science fiction that Doctor Who won't provide you anymore, this is the place to be again. So this is the Aritian War, my 3-book trilogy about a war between Aritia and Earth, and it just blows up into something so epic. You're going to love this. Grab the whole series, the trilogy, in the description below today. It's available on ebook, print, and audio. It supports our channel. It's only $4.99 for the first ebook. And of course, if you got Audible credits, makes it real easy for you as well. And thank you so much for making this a success, guys. We've had one of our best sales months ever, all because of viewers like you, and I appreciate you for being here. I'm writing a trilogy that's spinning right out of this right now, and I'm in the 3rd book. I'm so thrilled for this universe. This is a good spot to be if you're a science fiction fan, and thank you again. It's in the description below. All right, so Russell T. Davies recently won the Gaydio Pride Award, and at the ceremony, he gave a cryptic response, possibly implying there's no next Doctor for the BBC science fiction show Doctor Who. Uh-oh, that's not good. If you don't know where we've been with Doctor Who, it's been embattled in controversy since Russell T. Davies took over as showrunner a couple years back, adding Ncuti Gatwa to the role of the Doctor and turning the show into one giant lecture of LGBTQ plus agenda since his return. It's been absolutely crazy. We've had the character Rose replaced with another person named Rose, who's a transgender black dude who's taller than everybody else, who they kept going over and over again in the episode. They'd go, "Oh, she's such a beautiful young girl." I mean, it's just like, oh, just cringe. They lectured the Doctor on being a male presenting Time Lord. Yeah, take that. And of course, they did weird race swaps, making Sir Isaac Newton a historical figure into an Indian guy. They put in some creepy drag queen person into it. They had the Doctor make out with a dude in one of the episodes. It was absolutely just horrendous stuff. And it seems to be just, this is why he's winning his award, I guess, because it's like Russell T. Davies Pride Day. That's all it is, over and over and over again. Now, the new season's going to get even worse, as we are aware, because they've hired an entirely gay staff for writing. All 4 new writers are, in fact, homosexuals, including one dude who pretends to be a woman who actually wrote a book called This Book Is Gay. And this is all they do. This is all they're going to go off. They're going to try to just double down on appealing to this demographic that's not coming in and watching the show. The ratings have been horrible, and so there's been rumors of cancellations that have been going on all this year. A couple things have happened. There's always a Christmas special for Doctor Who every single year that's coming out. The last one, The Joy to the World, that they did last year, really had the lowest numbers ever with 4.11 million as the ratings. Usually they do much higher than that. Back in the David Tennant era, they were doing over 10 million regularly. So it's collapsed. It really has, because of just the low quality of everything that's been coming out through this entire deal. Now, the first rumor that came out last month, and The Sun, Rod McPhee, reported that Doctor Who is facing the axe, with star Ncuti Gatwa poised to quit and crew claiming to be laid off. So this is pretty interesting. An anonymous insider told him Ncuti doesn't want to be tied to the series beyond this and plans to relocate to Los Angeles, with several Hollywood projects standing by for him. His team also sees a lot of fan backlash from the series. They don't want the perception of him still being the Doctor to get away with any future work. And so this is the case. I mean, he's all in on Russell T. Davies and this agenda and all this, but since it's not going over well with Doctor Who fans, he wants to protect his career and go on. Of course, Hollywood is ready to embrace the gay black Doctor actor. But of course, if there's just a bunch of negative press going on about what he's doing, that doesn't help for his future project that he wants to get into. Now, this is the rumor that came out. It was dispelled pretty quickly. The BBC said this story's incorrect. Doctor Who's not been shelved. The decision on Season 3 will be made after Season 2 airs. The deal with Disney Plus was for 26 episodes. It's exactly half of those still yet to transmit. As for the rest, we never comment on Doctor and future storylines. So that's not exactly a glowing recommendation from the BBC in their statement right there. They're just saying it's incorrect. They're saying it's not been shelved yet, but it still very much could be, because guess what? We've got to see what the ratings are here. Now, I'm going to tell you what the ratings are in advance, and I know they know what the ratings are in advance. Last year, they were stating that Disney execs were not happy with their investment, with what was going on here with Russell T Davies, because it was not performing very well. We saw that none of the episodes charted on Disney Plus when they premiered on the app on this level, and so, of course, the ratings did not help with the Disney Plus or anything like that as well. So this show is absolutely dying on the vine. It's going to get even worse. I mean, they have a singing episode that's like a musical sort of thing coming out. This is not what Doctor Who fans want. This is not what Doctor Who fans asked for. This is Russell T Davies and his hubris just going off the rails. And as he gets presented with more and more awards, he's just going to keep doing this because he cares way more about this dude than he cares about what fans think about Doctor Who. He said so. He actually said at San Diego Comic-Con last year that trans rights are so much more important to him than anything Doctor Who. And so he's going to double down on this agenda. He doesn't care what the ratings are. He doesn't care how well it goes. If he can indoctrinate one child, and it is about children, he's said that as well, he's happy because he wants to bring children into this grooming agenda all the way around. Now, he went on David Tennant's podcast a couple weeks ago, said... and they said that, Tennant probably wouldn't go back for a third time. He said he didn't think he'd go back for a second time. Davies said, "That's very true, but I'm not getting younger, darling." That's how he talks, if you haven't heard him before. And so he calls David Tennant darling, of course, which is lame by itself. But they also speculated, of course, that there would be a different showrunner coming in, and that meant that he's possibly out of the show. Pretty interesting on that. Now, he was given this Gadio Pride Award right here, which is up on TikTok, and it's cringe as you'd expect as they talk about this sort of thing right here. And you can see it. They're all just like super giddy. Now, he went super hubris on this, and this is Russell T Davies, just like his pride getting in the way of everything, which is just awful. The guy's got a narcissistic ego like I've never seen anywhere. And this is, this happens a lot with the LGBTQ types out there because it is all about pride. It's all about doing it for me, for right now, for feeling good, man. So it's all a hedonistic lifestyle. So it leads to this kind of personality, of course, when you get into these positions. So he got the award, and in the interview on it, he says, "I got to say, we're 3 years into these awards. What kept you? What kept you? Gosh, you should be giving me the awards every year. I deserve all the awards." Oh, my gosh. Such the hubris, like I said. And then he said, "God, how hard have I worked?" It's like, and he plays it off as a joke, and that's what these people do. They always go like, "Oh, I'm just joking," right? But they're serious at the same time. He really thinks he deserves all the awards all the time for this garbage that he's putting out on the BBC with Doctor Who, with these shows that are completely unwatchable, that are just rip-offs. If you look at all the stuff, there's nothing stunning or interesting about it. Almost every episode is just a rip-off of another TV show, but then inserting gay Doctor Who into it. It's really the laziest writing I've ever seen. And yes, he's not getting any younger. Maybe that's why. Maybe he can't do it anymore. So somebody asked him from Express, which is a UK magazine, who the next Doctor might be. Now remember, there's been talk about Gatwa exiting. There's been talk about him exiting as showrunner, and apparently the two are very, very linked right here. So he says, "What do you mean next Doctor? What are you on about?" As if there's not going to be a next Doctor. And that's pretty interesting right there. Again, you could see the way these people phrase things because they always talk so cagey like this. If you look at the way he talked with David Tennant, it was another cagey sort of situation where it looks like, again, he knows he's kind of out as showrunner and the writing's on the wall. This is another statement where, it's played off as a funny joke. Ha 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 ha. We're just going to keep going on forever. Or maybe it could mean that. Or it could mean there's not going to be a next Doctor because BBC is going to be canceling the show at the end of the second season. And that's what I think is going to happen. I think they are going to shelf it for a while because what are you going to do? Gatwa cannot come back for a third season. There's no way that the ratings are going to justify it. People don't want this. This is going to be even worse than the first season in terms of the ratings go, and it's very, very expensive. They've been bragging that these are the most expensive filmed episodes ever coming up because they're blowing all this money on whatever they're doing. I have no idea, but none of it's producing good Doctor Who work. So it looks like to me that he's admitting here tacitly that there's not going to be a next Doctor and that this is going to be canceled very, very soon. All right, leave a comment with what you think about. Did you even know there was a Gadio Awards? Gadio? Gay something. Yeah. It's something, all right. Leave a comment. Do you think Doctor Who's done? Hit the like and subscribe button. And please, guys, check out some great science fiction. This is about an Earth spy who embeds himself on an alien starship to try to save humanity from a war. It is so much fun. You're going to love the characters. It's in the description below, ebook, print, and audio. Thank you for supporting our channel and making us a tremendous success. We'll be back soon.